Chapter 3500. Seeing Huamin's question, Lady Su immediately explained. A distant relative recommended her to me. She said she's her sister's daughter from the capital city dance academy. Look at her figure and face. She's beautiful. Huamin praised her sincerely. Do you think you will like her? I don't know. Seeing that Huamin was recommending her to Su Yu, Huamin didn't dare to give a direct answer. After Zheng Ro left, you began to live as a bachelor again. That won't do. I told my relative that this girl just graduated this summer and hasn't found a job yet. I plan to send her to Yu's company as a trainee. You want to enter the entertainment industry? Huamin was surprised. Lord Su had said that he wouldn't find a granddaughter-in-law in the entertainment industry. I just want to get close to you. Being an actress is just a cover. I don't plan to debut or take any commercial performances. Oh, in that case, it's not a bad idea. Huamin nodded, thinking it was a good idea. Mian, you're smart. Think of a plan for Auntie to tell you. You know Yu's temper. He always talks about this and doesn't communicate with us properly. He won't agree if I tell him my intention. So, how am I going to send this girl in? Send her to Imperial Star? Lady Su nodded. Why don't you let the girl apply for the job herself? After all, their company hires actors all year round. No. It's too difficult for her to apply. She might fail. Then, why don't you talk to the HR department and give them the green light? Give them the green light? Huamian asked. I can't do that either. In order to prevent those people from bending the law and using their connections to get in, Yu has already changed the HR department to an impartial female director. She's very capable and won't give me face. If she reports this to you, all my efforts will be in vain. You're right. Then what should we do? Huamin couldn't think of a good idea. Mian, I have a request. Please speak, Auntie. How about this? I heard that you have a younger sister who came back from abroad, and you were the ones who took care of her. As long as it's about you, Yu is very happy to do it. So, can you tell Yu that this girl is a distant relative of yours and ask him to make an exception and let her in through the back door? I don't think that's a good idea. If Su Yu finds out. Huamin didn't think it was a good idea to lie. It's okay. If he finds out, I'll take responsibility. Lady Su patted her chest and promised. Huamin suddenly understood that Lady Su wanted to make use of Su Yu's feelings for her to arrange a place for this girl that was prepared for Su Yu. Although it was a little uncomfortable, Huamin didn't want to lie to his friends. However, he could never refuse Aunt Su's requests. Firstly, she owed Su Yu a great deal and saved her life. Secondly, if Huamin refused, Aunt Su would misunderstand that he had selfish motives and didn't want Su Yu to find a girlfriend. Many girls nowadays had that mentality. When they had a boyfriend and other boys like them, they wouldn't directly reject them. Instead, they would keep them hanging. Every time a boy wanted to give up, they would give him a little hope. This kind of person was known as a scumbag. Huamin didn't want to be misunderstood by Aunt Su as a scumbag. She also sincerely hoped that Su Yu would have a partner. She didn't want him to be so pitiful when he was old. Therefore, although he felt that it was inappropriate, Huamin still nodded. Okay, Auntie, I agree. That's great, man. I knew you were a good girl. Lady Su was extremely happy. Then, she stuffed the girl's information into Huamin's arms. Familiarize yourself with her information. I'll ask her to come to you in the afternoon. After work, take her to dinner with you and get to know him. So fast. Huamin didn't expect this speed. Chapter 3501. Yeah. She's already at the airport. I sent a driver to pick her up. Okay, Auntie. We'll do as you say. Great. Thank you so much, Mian. Lady Su held Huamin's hand tightly, feeling indescribable excitement. Lady Su was more and more eager for her son to get married. In fact, it was also because Su Yu's childhood friends were all married and had children. His best friend was Wei Liao. Wei Yunchu was already so old. Tang Chuan, the prodigal son, had proposed successfully and was about to hold a big wedding. At Lady Su's age, it was impossible for her to have a grandson. So, even though she was smart and knew it was unfair to Huamin, she still did it. After returning to his office, Huamin was busy for a while. When he was free, he thought about Shen Mingxi's words. If Hui Yanyan continued like this, she wouldn't be able to live much longer. Did she want to end her life by going on a hunger strike? At this thought, it was quite sad. Huamin touched his bulging belly. He truly felt that he was living a peaceful and happy life. Compared to so many unfortunate people, he was living in a blessed life. Just then, Qin Chu video called her. She quickly pressed the answer button. Honey, are you busy? No. What are you thinking about? Spacing out. I don't believe you. It's true. I'm thinking too much, so I'm spacing out for a while. Have you eaten anything? It's not noon yet. How can I eat? Huamin was amused. Didn't we agree that you'll have an extra meal in the morning starting today? Drink some milk and eat some bread to fill your stomach. Otherwise, what if you're hungry? You're worried that your son will be hungry, right? Do you think I'm such a patriarchal person? I'm worried that you won't be able to handle it. Qin Chu always knew that his wife was a workaholic. When she was busy, she would often forget to eat and sleep. I know, Mr. Qin. Then eat it now. I didn't prepare any food in the office. It's fine. I've already sent someone to deliver it. It should be arriving soon. Just as Qin Chu finished speaking, someone knocked on the door. Come in. Huamin shouted at the door as he video chatted with Qin Chu. Dr. Hua, President Qin asked me to order this for you. Just put it on the table, thank you. All right. The man put down a big bag and left. Oh my God, there's so much. How is this a cushion? I feel like you bought me food for 3 days. Huamin put down his phone and rummaged through the plastic bag. She found that there were freshly made hot cakes, osmanthus cakes, exquisite moon cakes, flower tea, fruit tea, hot milk, and chocolate wafers. Little Bean will go crazy if she sees these things, Huamin said with a smile. So, to prevent your daughter from going crazy, don't take them home. Just put them in the office. I can't finish them. I can eat little by little every day. No, this is for 1 day. You have to finish them today. You can't eat them after the deadline. Do you think I'm a pig? Huamin didn't know whether to laugh or cry. You can take them out and share them with the people in your department. Qin Chu smiled gently. Will they be jealous of me for having such a good husband? No. Who dares to be jealous of the deputy director's husband? Wouldn't that be suicide? Qin Chu teased her. Honey, by the way, I have something to discuss with you. What is it? Hui Yanyan, she wants to see me. Hearing Hui Yanyan's name, Qin Chu's expression changed and he slowly stopped smiling. Chapter 3502. Who brought the news? Qin Chu didn't think that Gao Ran would tell Huamin about Hui Yanyan of his own accord. After all, everyone knew what kind of person Hui Yanyan was. Young Master Shen came this afternoon. Hasn't that man had enough of being taken advantage of? Is he still trying to be kind? Qin Chu's tone was sarcastic. Obviously, he wasn't happy that Shen Mingxi went directly to Huamin and told him about Hui Yanyan. Maybe he didn't have a choice. Plus, young Master Shen was just the messenger. Hui Yanyan wants to see me. What about you, Mian? What do you think? Qin Chu asked. I don't know, so I came to ask my dear husband. Huamin said coquettishly. Hui Yanyan must be in a bad situation right now. She's in a difficult situation. Maybe she's dying? Qin Chu asked tentatively. Yeah, that's it. How did you know? Honey, you're amazing. Huamin was surprised that Qin Chu guessed so accurately. I can guess it with my eyes closed. She suddenly wants to see you. I'm sure she's putting on a show to win the sympathy of a pregnant woman like you. Young Master Shen said that the clinic sent news that Hui Yanyan hasn't been eating or drinking much. Young Master Shen went to check on her and didn't think she was doing well. Before he left, Hui Yanyan suddenly asked to see me. So, Hui Yanyan is a woman who knows how to find a weakness. You're a doctor and have compassion. Now that you're pregnant, you have the aura of a mother. Mian, you want to go, don't you? Yeah, a little. But Hui Yanyan is playing tricks on me. So, I want to know what you think. It's not impossible to go. Hubby, you agree? Huamin was pleasantly surprised. I agree. Wait for me at the hospital. I'll pick you up after work. I'll go with you. All right, it's settled then. Huamian hung up the phone happily. Mr. Qin always put himself in her shoes and thought for her. Huamin was also afraid that Hui Yanyan would play some tricks, so he didn't dare to go alone. After all, she was a mental patient. It was not impossible for her to do something extreme. After experiencing the tricks of Zhao Qingya, Jian Tong, and Song Yisher, Huamin became more and more cautious. Especially, he was not willing to deal with unfamiliar women, because she realized that women were much scarier than men. Seeing that her husband had agreed to meet Hui Yanyan personally, Huamin felt relieved. Then, he lowered his head and continued to work. When he knocked on the door and came in, Huamin thought it was his assistant, Xinjia. Jia, I won't be going to the cafeteria today. My husband brought a lot of food. Take some and share it with everyone. Huamin didn't even raise his head when he said this. President Hui, it's me. Hearing the voice, Huamin slowly raised his head and saw An in a navy blue suit. And why are you here? Huamin thought that since An was here, Suyu was probably here as well. I have a personal favor to ask of you. Suyu didn't come? No, it's my own personal business. And lowered his head shyly, as if he didn't know what to say. Do you want to borrow money? Seeing An's embarrassment, Huamin thought he was short of money and was too embarrassed to ask Suyu. When Huamin replaced Qin Chu to work at GK after giving birth to the twins, Suyu was there to protect her, and had been with Huamin for 3 years, so the relationship between them was like master and servant. No, I don't want to borrow money. Then, President Hua, I want you to send these things to Lu Yen for me. And picked up a cardboard box and placed it on Huamin's desk. Chapter 3503. What are these? Huamin was puzzled. Some snacks that Lu Yen likes to eat. I found that she especially likes the nostalgic snacks from the 1990s, such as White Rabbit creamy candy and traditional hawthorn rolls, so I went to the wholesale market to get them. I have to thank you on behalf of Yen. Huamin smiled. You're welcome. Lu Yen is also my friend, and said shyly. Leave them here. Yen will call me later and I'll tell her. President Hua, can you tell me Lu Yan's phone number? And mustered up his courage and asked. Although he didn't dare to call, knowing the number gave him hope. I'm sorry. I really don't know her phone number. She's the one who calls me every time. It's okay. Then I won't disturb you. Thank you, President Hua. After a few words, and put the things down and left. Huamin looked at the sealed cardboard box and was too embarrassed to open it. He put the box in the cabinet in his office and thought that Yen would call him to tell him about it. However, Lu Yen had been very busy recently. After catching Chiao Nan in Thailand, she had to lure the big fish out. Therefore, she completely forgot to call her sister. After finishing all this, Huamin felt like there was something he hadn't done. After thinking for a long time, he remembered that it was something Auntie Sue had asked him to do. So, he quickly picked up his phone and read the information about the girl Auntie Sue had sent him. Han Yueyao, female, 25 years old, graduated from the capital city dance academy. She was good at folk dance. She was 1.68 meters tall and weighed 45 kilograms. Her family lived in the west side of the capital city. Her father was a scholar and her mother was a middle school Chinese teacher. Her resume was ordinary and couldn't compare to Zheng Rose. It seemed that the Su family didn't care about the identity of their future daughter-in-law as long as she was a girl from a good family. They could accept her if she didn't have a bad reputation. Huamin, who always believed in horoscopes, checked the girl's horoscope and found that she was an archer. Huamin smiled helplessly. He hoped that this girl would be able to interest Suyu. Hopefully, Auntie Sue's efforts were not in vain. After silently memorizing the information, Huamin continued to work and organize the information. When Lady Su brought the girl to Huamian, it was almost time to get off work. Mian, look, this is Yao Yao, Lady Su introduced her intimately. Hello. Hello, Sister Huamin. The girl loved to smile. She bared her small canine teeth and her big eyes looked especially bright. Auntie, I'll go to the Municipal Public Security Bureau with my husband after work, and then we'll have dinner. Will we be able to make it in time? There's still time. If you have something to do, go ahead. We're not in a hurry. Okay, then you take this little sister around first. I'll call Su Yu in a while. I won't go to dinner. Mian, don't spill the beans, Lady Su reminded her. I won't. Ha, I'll do as you told me. Okay, then Yao Yao and I will go find a restaurant. When you're done, we'll go and have dinner together. Okay, Auntie. I'll go now. My husband is waiting for me outside. Okay, walk slowly. Don't rush. Okay. Huamin nodded. She changed into casual clothes and walked out carefully. Auntie, is Sister Huamian the girl that Big Brother Su Yu has liked for a long time? Han Yueyao looked at Huamin's back and asked. Chapter 3504. You just graduated. You can learn from Mian. She's very low-key. Instead of answering Han Yueyao directly, Lady Su only said that Huamin was a good person and told her to learn from him. I know, but when you came, did your teacher say to talk less and do more? Obviously, Lady Su didn't want this girl to ask too many questions. I understand, Auntie. In fact, Han Yueyao wasn't Lady Su's distant relative. It was just that her teacher at the dance academy was an old friend of Lady Su's for many years. She was dragged by Lady Su and selected from dozens of girls in the class. Why was she chosen? First, she was good-looking and had big eyes. Second, her family background was clean and her family members were simple. Third, Han Yueyao usually performed well in school and was very popular. Fourth, which was also the most important point, this girl had never been in love before. She was so beautiful, but she had never been in a relationship. Her family was strict because her mother was a language teacher and was very strict with her daughter. Since she was young, she sent her daughter to a boarding school that only consisted of girls. All these years, this girl really didn't have any other thoughts other than practicing dance and wanting to be an outstanding dancer. This time, when the teacher recommended her, she didn't really explain why she came. She only said that Auntie Su could help her find a very good job. Moreover, her mother seemed to agree. In the past, she had always wanted her to stay in Jing City, but now she suddenly changed her mind. Han Yueyao didn't know much about the Su family. She only knew that Auntie Su had a son who had his own company. His name was Su Yu, and he was older than her. On the way back from the airport, she chatted with the driver curiously. She didn't get any useful information. After all, the Su family's driver was very tight-lipped. In the end, out of curiosity, Han Yueyao searched online and even browsed the local gossip forum. Only then did she find out that Su Yu had liked a female doctor for many years. Moreover, the female doctor's name was very special. Han Yueyao immediately remembered it. She wanted to ask Auntie Su more, but her reaction was very cold. Seeing this, Han Yueyao didn't dare to ask more. After all, she was just a newbie looking for a job. At this moment, she still didn't know why the Su family had arranged for her to come here. In silence, Han Yueyao followed Mrs. Su in a luxurious car to find a hotel to prepare for the dinner party. When Huamin walked out of his office after work, he saw Qin Chu's black Bentley parked in front of the hospital. She smiled and got into the car. Someone is very punctual. Of course. Picking up my wife can't be delayed for a moment. Right? Take a look at this. Huamin handed her a piece of paper with Han Yueyao's handwritten information on it. What's this? Qin Chu glanced at it, not knowing his wife's intention. After that, Huamin roughly explained Lady Su's intentions. Seeing that Zheng Ro was gone, Auntie Su found another girl from somewhere, but she was afraid that Su Yu would object. So she came to you. Qin Chu finished Huamin's sentence. Yes. Forget it. Although it's not very appropriate, we can't refuse Auntie Su's request. The Su family has done us a great favor. These were Qin Chu's original words. He had thought Qin Chu would be unhappy or jealous. However, not only was he not jealous, but he also said the same thing as Huamin. Excited, Huamin put his arms around Qin Chu's neck. Honey. Chapter 3505. What? Do you want to have sex in the car? Hi, you're so perverted. Huamin knew he said that on purpose, so he laughed. I'm not used to you suddenly throwing yourself at me so passionately. Mr. Qin, I'll make it up to you after I give birth to our second child. How? Didn't you say you want to have sex in the car? Huamin repeated his words on purpose. How can one be enough? I want 10, no, 100. Do you think we're filming a movie? 100? Huamin pinched Qin Chu. The couple made some harmless jokes in the car. The car slowly drove towards Hui Yanyan's clinic. Huamin suddenly felt very happy. Qin Chu understood everything she did. Even if it was wrong, even if other people couldn't understand. He supported everything she did. She probably couldn't find a husband as considerate as Mr. Qin in the world. The clinic. This place was actually a little more high-end than normal mental hospitals. The facilities for the patients were relatively good. Hui Yanyan lived here and her expenses were always paid by Shen Mingxi. Gao Ran didn't like this woman and was afraid she would cause trouble. He especially told the people here to look after her. If Huamin didn't suddenly mention it, he would have left. Even Qin Chu had almost forgotten about Hui Yanyan. Qin Chu called Gao Ran, and Gao Ran told the leaders here. When the couple arrived, the person in charge came out to greet them warmly. Mr. and Mrs. Qin, Director Gao already called me. I'll take you in. Thank you. It's no trouble. Qin Chu held Huamin's hand and let go. The couple walked to the innermost room. This is the reception room. Have a seat. I'll tell the people to bring Hui Yanyan out. Okay. Huamin nodded. No matter what Hui Yanyan says later, don't get angry. You're pregnant. Qin Chu warned Huamin in advance. After all, she was pregnant and that evil woman, Hui Yanyan, was capable of doing anything to hurt her. Qin Chu was worried that she would anger Huamin. I know, honey. I'm fine. If she's still crazy, I'll leave, Huamin promised. 10 minutes later, Hui Yanyan walked in with the help of 2 nurses. She looked really weak, probably because she didn't eat much. His entire body was extremely thin. Although he was thin in the past, he still weighed 50 kilograms. Now, she looked like she weighed at most 70 kilograms. The flesh on her face was almost gone. She was all skin and bones. Huamin was shocked by Hui Yanyan's current state. Maybe Gao Ran had told him that he was afraid she would hurt Huamin. Hui Yanyan's hands and feet were chained. She couldn't move freely. Hui Yanyan's miserable state made Huamin feel bad. After Hui Yanyan came in, she walked slowly with her head down. Then, she sat across from Qin Chu and Huamin. The chains were held in place by 2 nurses, so she could no longer move. Mr. Qin, Mrs. Qin, please talk. Call us if you need anything. Okay, thank you. After the nurses left, Huamin looked at Hui Yanyan and said, I heard you wanted to see me. Chapter 3506. Can we talk in private? Hui Yanyan asked. Her voice sounded old. Her eyes were unfocused. She looked like a patient who had suffered a mental breakdown. Qin Chu grabbed Huamin's hand and squeezed it as if to remind her that she couldn't. Huamin didn't answer. Hui Yanyan looked up at Huamin and then at Qin Chu. Don't worry. Even if I didn't have these chains, I'm still weak and powerless. I don't have the strength to harm Huamin. Didn't he tell you about my condition? He did. That's why I came to see you, Huamin said calmly. So can a man not be present when 2 women talk? Don't tell me, you can't even make this kind of decision? Is your husband that strict with you? Hui Yanyan smiled. You're trying to goad me into leaving. What are you up to now? Qin Chu looked at Hui Yanyan with disdain. He didn't sympathize with her at all. No, President Qin, you're thinking too much. I'm just a prisoner. What tricks can I play? Honey, you can go out first. I'm fine. Gao Ran said there are surveillance cameras here. Wait for me outside. You can come in if something's wrong. Will it work? Qin Chu was a little worried. It's fine. I know what to do. Huamin hid acupuncture needles in her cuffs. They had been soaked in anesthetic. She was no longer a doctor who could be bullied easily. Ever since Hua Xiqian brought back a little girl from the island where he imprisoned her. Even if there were 10 Hui Yanyan wouldn't be a match for her now. Therefore, Huamin was confident that he would be fine. That was why he agreed to Hui Yanyan's request to talk to her alone. Seeing Huamin's insistence, Qin Chu nodded and walked out. Before he left, he reminded her to be careful. After Qin Chu left, Huamin glanced at Huayanyan. I've done as you requested. Can you tell me now? Where is Huaxiqian? Does it have anything to do with you? I want to ask him if he's dead. He caused us to be in this state. I hate him. He's not dead. He's gone missing. He's not here anymore. Missing? Huayanyan looked a little surprised. You don't need to know these things, and I won't tell you too much. Are you done? Other than Huaxiqian, don't you want to ask about something else? For example, Tian Tian? Is there a need to ask? Is Tian Tian still my daughter? Isn't she Shenmingxi's daughter? Huayanyan sneered. You should be glad that he raised you as his daughter. Otherwise, Tiantian's fate would have been completely destroyed in your hands. Yes, I don't have the right to be her mother. I know. But what's done can't be redone. Even if you ask me to reflect on my mistakes every day and eat pills of regret, it's useless. So what's your purpose in meeting me? Huamin, I want to be euthanized. What did you say? Huamin was a little shocked. You're a doctor. I know your hospital has it. You have the right to make this decision. Whether it's Gao Ran, Qin Chu, or Shenmingxi, these men can't go against your opinion in the end. As long as you agree, it'll be fine. Do you want to die? Isn't it better to die in my current state? Then why don't you die on your own? No one's stopping you. You can just hit your head against the wall. Why are you asking me for euthanasia? If you die, you want me to take the blame? Do you think I've become stupid because I'm pregnant? Do you think I'll agree to your scheming request? Huamin sucked in a breath of cold air. He felt that this woman was really scary. In China, euthanasia was illegal. Even doctors and hospitals weren't qualified to perform euthanasia on people. Chapter 3507. I just want to die. Then you should die. Help me. Huayanyan looked up at Huamin. Why should I help you? I saved your daughter before. Huayanyan shamelessly brought up the past. I'm sorry. You've already used up all the kindness I've shown you. You can't threaten me with this for the rest of your life. Huamin flatly refused. Huamin, your surname is also Hua. So what? Huamin raised his chin and waited for her to continue. You used to be a member of the Hua family. I'm Huaxiqian's real daughter, but I didn't get a single cent of the Hua family's assets. I don't want to pursue the fact that you and Huaxiqian plotted against us, but do you have a conscience? Aren't you saying the opposite? Who's the one with a conscience? Do you want me to die? Huayanyan's eyes were filled with hatred. You're the one who wants you to die. Don't you understand? Don't blame others for all your tragedies. That's the saddest part about you. I want euthanasia, but you won't give it to me. Fine, how about this? I don't want money or anything valuable. Just let me go. I know you have the ability to do that. You can arrange for me to go abroad. I don't need to go to places like the United States or Europe. I just want to go to Thailand, Malaysia, or Vietnam. I'll find a way to survive and save enough money. Then I'll go to Singapore to see my daughter. Huamin, you know very well that I'm not mentally ill. Your beloved husband is just afraid that I'll hurt you, so he colluded with the police to bully me. You're pregnant now. Don't you want to accumulate good karma for your child? Aren't you afraid of retribution for being so ruthless? Huayanyan was emotionless as she said this calmly. Huamin knew that she was sober at this moment. Of course I know you're not mentally ill. You're just seriously twisted, Huamin said. It's all your fault. If it weren't for you, I'd still be the young lady of the Hua family. I wouldn't have become like this. I don't think we need to talk anymore. Seeing that Huayanyan was still talking about this, Huamian stood up and walked out. There was no point in this conversation. Huamian, either let me die or let me go. Otherwise, I'll haunt you as a ghost. Huayanyan cursed him. Huamian didn't stop walking. Are you okay? Qin Chu hurried over to support her. I'm fine. Huayanyan shook her head. Let's go. Okay. The couple left the clinic and sat in the passenger seat. Huamin lowered her head as if she had a lot on her mind. Mian, don't be shaken. She's just taking advantage of your softness. Qin Chu tried to persuade her. I know I didn't agree to her request. You didn't do anything wrong. Bad people deserve to be punished. Honey, yes. I didn't agree to any of Hui Yanyan's requests. I don't plan to see her again. I don't care if she's dead or alive. Hua Min seemed to have made up her mind. She didn't relent this time because she realized that Hui Yanyan had completely turned into a demon and was incurable. Okay. Qin Chu was pleased by Hua Min's words. Then, Hua Min took out her phone and called Su Yu. Chapter 3508. Lord Su, do you have time? Dr. Hua, what's your order? I'll treat you to dinner. Do you want to come? Treat me to dinner? Did the sun rise from the west? Don't make it sound like I'm stingy, okay? Hua Min didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Dr. Hua, this isn't a trap, is it? Yeah. Do you dare to come? Of course. I'll go even if you treat me to arsenic. Sure. Mr. Qin and I will wait for you in room 808 of Xiangjiang Garden. You can come within. There are no outsiders. See you later. Hanging up, Su Yu stood up. Let's go. We're going to eat rich. Eat rich? What rich family? Shaoan was confused. Vice Director Hua, who earns 1 million a year, is treating us to dinner. President Hua is treating us to dinner. Will Lu Yan come? And blurted out. Damn it. You have a magic wand. Can Lu Yan come? She's been gone for days. And scratched his head, embarrassed. Go to the parking lot and get my car. Wait for me downstairs. Wait. President Su, you have appointments with some producers to talk about the new film, and reminded him. Tell them to postpone it. It's okay. They made appointments a week in advance. Then I'll go find them after dinner. Take them to Seductive Fox. I'll be there later. Okay. And knew that as long as it was about Dr. Hua, his boss would be more proactive than anyone else. Xiangjiang Garden Hotel was chosen by Lady Su. The whole hotel was decorated in the Chinese style. It was elegant and quaint. Lady Su left Han Yueyao here and left in the driver's car. When Hua Min and Qin Chu arrived, they saw Han Yueyao waiting in the lobby. On the way, Hua Min had already briefed Qin Chu on the matter. Mr. Qin didn't have any other thoughts. He just felt indebted to Su Yu, so he had to help Lady Su. Sister Mian, is this your husband? Yes. Wow, you're so handsome. The little girl was still young, but she didn't have a filter on her mouth and was immediately infatuated. But even so, Hua Min felt that he was quite magnanimous. It was better than having any thoughts behind his back. Let's go in. They'll be here soon. All right. Miss Han, Hua Min said. You can just call me Yao Yao. Yao Yao, did Auntie Su tell you what to say later? I did. Tell him that I'm Sister Mian's distant sister. That's the only way I can enter President Su's company. All right, that's fine. Qin Chu and the other two entered the private room first. In less than 5 minutes, Su Yu arrived. Qin Chu and Su Yu sat down next to each other. Here, what do you want to eat? Don't worry. I'll eat whatever's expensive. Today I'm here to eat from a rich family, Su Yu joked. No problem. Eat whatever you want. By the way, Lord Su, let me introduce you. This is my distant relative's younger sister, Han Yueyao. Hua Min, do you dare to tell me how many sisters you have? Are you the 7 fairies who descended to the mortal world? We're not. Don't talk nonsense. Let me introduce you. This is Han Yueyao, a graduate of the Dance Academy. Hello, big brother Su Yu, the little girl greeted him naturally. Su Yu nodded and then looked down at the menu. Lord Su, I have a favor to ask of you, Hua Min said when the time was right. Humph. I knew you were up to no good when you invited me to dinner. Who said so? It's a good thing for me, okay? Tell me about it. But I might not help you, Su Yu said deliberately. It's fine. If you don't help me, this meal is on you. Hua Min was smart. Su Yu. Chapter 3509. Qin Chu, is it okay for you two to be like this? Su Yu was exasperated. I'll listen to my wife, Xianxia answered without hesitation. Su Yu and were shocked. I was caught off guard, so I got to eat a bunch of dog food, Su Yu complained. Sitting on the side, Han Yueao looked at Su Yu, Xianxia and Huamin. The three of them didn't feel awkward at all. She was surprised that they could make such a joke. Okay, stop fooling around. I'm going to get down to business. Su Yu went straight to the pig head. Dr. Hua, what's your order? Su Yu took a sip of beer. Yao hasn't looked for a job since she graduated, so I thought that since Imperial Star is recruiting trainees, you might as well take her in through the back door. Of course, we're not bad. She graduated from a dance academy and is very professional. She's also very good-looking. Lord Su, you must do me this favor. What? Are you a female bandit? If you don't do me this favor, will you kill me? Su Yu chuckled. Okay, stop fooling around. I'm serious. Hearing this, Su Yu looked up at Han Yueao. Indeed, she didn't have plastic surgery. He could tell from her facial features. She had big eyes, fair skin and big skin. Graduated from a dance academy? Su Yu asked her. How old are you? 25? Han Yueao answered immediately. What dance did you learn? Folk dance. Oh. Su Yu nodded. Then why don't I dance for everyone? Han Yueao was afraid that Su Yu wouldn't believe her since she didn't have her graduation certificate with her, so she volunteered. No. Su Yu waved his hand. Han Yueao glanced at Huamin with uncertainty, but Huamin looked calm. She graduated from a dance academy. With such a good foundation, why didn't she become a dance teacher or open a dance studio? Why did she have to enter the entertainment industry? Why are you so stubborn? Su Yu suddenly sighed with emotion. Han Yueao was slightly surprised. She had long heard that the entertainment industry was a big vat, but why were there still so many parents sending their children into it? So much so that they did not hesitate to spend a lot of money to nurture him? Wasn't it all for fame and fortune? The current situation was that if a celebrity became popular, they would earn more money than a scientist. Endorsement fees were easily in the tens of millions. That was a number that many people could not earn in their lifetime. However, it was quite strange for Su Yu to say these words. Of course, Su Yu said that out of kindness. He really thought Han Yueao was Huamin's relative. Huamin was afraid that he would be exposed, so he immediately explained, being an actress is Yao Yao's dream. It has nothing to do with money or fame. Besides, it's precisely because I'm worried about the unspoken rules that I'm sending her to you. Can you help me take care of her? Who would dare to cheat on Mr. Su's relative? Am I right? Huamin, you're really something. Su Yu was obviously in a good mood. Holding the wine glass, he glanced at Xianxia. Fine. Since she's your relative, I'll make an exception. But I'll make it clear that I won't spend a lot of money on her, at least not now. She'll enter the company as a trainee. What she learns in the future is up to her. If she can't act, don't blame me for not giving her jobs. No problem. Huamin thought that Mrs. Su didn't want Han Yueao to debut since acting was too far away. Han Yueao was going to be the daughter-in-law of the Su family. Thank you, big brother Su Yu. Hearing Su Yu's words, Han Yueao was very happy. Will our company provide food and accommodation? Where will I stay tonight? Han Yueao asked, blinking her big eyes. Chapter 35:10. It was her first time here and she didn't have a place to live. She was an adult and didn't want to ask Auntie Su for everything, as if she was asking her for money. So, she wanted to solve the problem of accommodation and food here. She came from an ordinary family, so she only brought a card with 5,000 yuan on her when she first came to the city. Her mother gave her 1,000 yuan for her living expenses and she earned the 4,000 yuan for her private tutoring. So, she couldn't live in a hotel. If she stayed there for a long time, she'd go bankrupt. I'll arrange it later, Huamin said. After all, she told Su Yu that she was his relative and couldn't live in Su Yu's mansion like Zheng Rou. President Su, where do the other trainees live? They live in the dorms arranged by the company, Su Yu said. Can I live in the dorms too? Or I can pay some money each month, Han Yueao said. Su Yu looked at Huamin and didn't know what to do. I don't think it's a good idea to live in the dorms. I'll rent a room for you, Yao. Huamin was embarrassed, afraid Auntie Sue would be unhappy if he neglected the girl. He wanted to pay for the girl's accommodation. Sister Mian, I'm not that precious. I lived in a 6-person dorm in the dance academy. There are better 4-person dorms and 2-person dorms, but I don't want to spend too much of my parents' money. After all, I've been in school for years and they've been under a lot of pressure. My parents are wage earners and don't have any illegal income, so I don't want to put more pressure on them. Han Yueyao's words surprised the others. Especially Su Yu. He looked at the girl and then at Huamin. You don't have to pay. The dorms are free for trainees. You can live in the dorms arranged by the company. The conditions are good. It's a 2-person dorm. You can live there without worry, Su Yu said. Wow. That's great. Thank you, Big Brother Su Yu. You can't call me Big Brother Su Yu in the company, Su Yu told her. Okay, President Su. I understand. Han Yueyao smiled, showing her canine teeth. After dinner, she followed Su Yu out of the dorm. Aren't you going to stay at Huamin's house tonight? Su Yu was convinced she was Huamin's relative. No, it's too late. I'll go see Sister Mian's kids another day. I'll go to the dorm today. If I need anything, I can buy it when it's dark. Yao Yao, it's too late today. Why don't you go back with me first? No, Sister Mian, I'm really fine. I'm an adult now. Don't worry. Seeing how she was so insistent, Su Yu nodded. He and drove Han Yueyao to the staff dorm near Imperial Star. When Han Yueyao entered the dorm, she found her roommate hadn't come back yet. She tidied up her things and made a shopping list. She planned to buy some daily necessities. At this moment, Mrs. Su's phone rang. Yao Yao, Auntie Su. I heard from Mian that you're living in the staff dorm. Yeah. How can you do that? I've arranged a luxurious 2-bedroom apartment for you to live in. No, Auntie. I've troubled you enough. I'm ashamed that I got into Imperial Star through connections. Don't be ashamed. Your homeroom teacher and I are good friends. It's my duty to take care of you. Don't be so polite. Auntie, I'll feel embarrassed. Yao, did you see my son, Su Yu, today? Yes. What do you think of Su Yu? Lady Su asked directly. Chapter 35:11. He's good. He's handsome. Really, as long as you like it? Yao Yao, you have to find more opportunities to interact with you. Although he has a bad temper, he's still quite innocent. You're a good girl, I think you too. Auntie Su, I have to go to the washroom. I'll call you back, okay? Alright, go ahead then. Auntie Su, you don't want President Su to know that I was sent by you, right? So, we should contact each other less in case President Su finds out. Okay, I'll be careful. Goodbye, Auntie Su. Before Lady Su could finish, Han Yueyao hung up in a hurry. Hanging up, she let out a long breath. Damn it. My mom didn't send me to the dance academy to marry into a rich family. Damn it. I was so scared. It was obvious that Han Yueyao respected Su Yu's mother but didn't want to have too much contact with her, let alone flatter her. She was still willing to follow her own plan and be the most ordinary trainee. She wanted to start her career in Imperial Star. As far as she was concerned, she was luckier than anyone else. With Huamian's recommendation, she was able to enter Imperial Star. Did she want to be the young madam of the Su family? She didn't dare to do that. Sometimes she couldn't dream too big. She had to be realistic. At South Hill Manor, the twins were unhappy about Lu Yan's departure for a long time. Qi Ning took the twins out with Tang Chuan to eat, drink, and have fun. The house was much quieter. After dinner, Qin Chu filled the tub with water and put it on the bedside. Dr. Hua, it's time to wash your feet. Just put it here. Honey, I'll do it myself. Don't. You're too clumsy to bend down. Let me do it. Qin Chu rolled up the sleeves of his black shirt. He squatted down and helped Huamin take off the thin socks. Then he tested the temperature of the water. When he saw that the temperature was suitable, he placed Huamin's slightly swollen feet into the basin. Honey. Huamin's eyes were slightly moist. Don't say such touching words. Save them for when I'm old, not handsome and ugly. No, I just want to say that I'm a little thirsty and want to drink some water. Wait, I'll go get it. Xianxia stood up and wiped his hands. Then he went out to pour some water for Huamin. Looking at Xianxia's busy back, Huamin felt that he was very handsome at this moment. Compared to those Korean celebrities, Hollywood superstars, and those little fresh meats on the screen, he was more handsome. Huamin smiled and said, "Sure enough, my husband is still the best." Diagnostic and Treatment Center Hua Yanyan fainted on the ground again because of the hunger strike. The nurse went over to help her up. Just as she was about to inject her with an 4 drip, she grabbed her hand. "Beauty, this watch is for you. I bought it for 80,000 yuan. If you sell it now, you can sell it for at least 30,000 yuan. Hua Yanyan secretly handed it to her. "I don't want it." The nurse was terrified. "Can you help me make a call to this person and ask him to come and see me?" Please, I'll give you the watch. I also have other gifts for you. I won't let you help me for free. Also, don't let those bitches outside know about this. Don't tell anyone." Hua Yanyan's voice was very low. Because the nurse blocked it, the surveillance camera couldn't see anything. "This is against the rules. I know I'll be fired. I'm not mentally ill. I was set up on purpose. Please save me. I'll do anything to repay your kindness." Hua Yanyan's eyes glistened with tears as she put on a pitiful act. In the end, the nurse secretly took the phone number and left the room. She glanced at the number. It didn't seem to be the number of Mr. Shin, who often came to visit her. Chapter 35:12. In the early morning of the weekend, at South Hill Manor, the family was eating breakfast together. "Babies, Mommy is going on a business trip." "Where are you going?" Little Bean was curious. "It's not far. The neighboring city." "Oh, how many days will you be back?" 2 days. Just 2 days. "Okay. Mommy, be careful. We'll listen to Daddy at home," Little Bean said as she ate soup dumplings. "I'm sorry. Your daddy won't be home either." Huamin chuckled. "Daddy is going on a business trip too?" Little Bean glanced at Xianxia in surprise. "Dummy. Can't you see? Mommy is going on a business trip. Daddy is going with Mommy," Little Bean explained. "Smart." Huamin gave Little Bean a thumbs up. "You're showing off your love so early in the morning. My sister and I will be tortured to death by you and Daddy sooner or later." You won't be tortured to death. After all, you're biological." Huamin chuckled. "Really? Why do I feel like we're free gifts when you recharge your phone?" "We're free gifts when you recharge your phone. We won't be treated this well." It was fun to argue with his daughter all morning. "Mommy, you're going on a business trip. Don't bully me, okay? You and Little Bean must be good at home. When you go out, you must—" I know. "We must take at least 4 bodyguards with us when we go out," Little Bean interrupted. "You're right. Now I'm too lazy to go out. Every time I go to the supermarket with Grandpa and Grandma, there are 4 of us. We have to take 4 bodyguards with us. Damn it. If I didn't know better, I'd think the mayor came to inspect us," Little Bean complained. "So, you must practice taekwondo. When you're good at it, you won't need to take bodyguards with you," Xianxia said. "Yeah. My goal is to be like Auntie Lu Yen. I'm invincible." Little Bean waved her little fists. She was full of admiration when she mentioned Lu Yen. Especially when she heard her mom say that she went to eat barbecue with Auntie Ling Ling and the others. When they encountered people who came looking for trouble, little Auntie would shout at them all. It was simply too cool. "All right, Shin Mumu, it's time to brag. Hurry up and eat. Didn't you have an appointment with Boyuan today?" Pudding reminded her. "Right, then I can't waste my time here with you. I'm going to change my clothes. Sis, what do you think I should wear?" Little Bean turned to look at Pudding. "You look best when you're not wearing it." Goodbye." Seeing her sister teasing her, Little Bean glared at her and ran away. Huamin leaned on Xianxia's shoulder. "Honey, is it too late to change your mind now? I think you can change your mind at any time and not go on a business trip." I don't want to. I already stood her up once because of Yan's concussion. This time, I have to go no matter what. I can't be unprofessional." Then let's cut the crap. Let's go, Dr. Hua. Then, Chin-Chu took the initiative to help Huamin pick up some documents and carry-on bags. Huamin stood up and followed Chin-Chu out. Mion, you're pregnant now. Don't walk so fast. Be careful, her mother-in-law reminded her. I know, Mom. At Gao Ran's house. It was the weekend, so the family of 3 was quite free. Mr. Gao, young Master Gao, breakfast is ready. Come down and eat? Zhu Lingling yelled into the room. The father and son immediately put down the game in their hands and walked out lazily. Son, we're both off today. Why don't we go play basketball with Dad? Gao Ran was interested. No, Gao Buyuan refused without hesitation. Why not? Gao Ran felt wronged. He finally had a day off and wanted to spend time with his son, but Qin Mumu didn't want it. Chapter 35:13. Are you a pig? Do you even need to ask? Our son has a date with his girlfriend. Zhu Lingling couldn't stand it anymore and reminded her husband. I don't believe my son would put his girlfriend over his dad, Gao Ran said on purpose and glanced at Gao Buyu. Dad, I'm sorry you misjudged me this time. Gao Ran was speechless. Zhu Lingling, ha, you're so funny. Son, you're so smart. Mom, is there still soup in the pot? Why does it smell mushy? Gao Buyuan asked on purpose. Yeah, I almost forgot. Oh my God. With that, Zhu Lingling dashed into the kitchen. Gao Buyuan glanced at his dad sitting across from him. Chief Gao, give me 200 yuan. Why do you need money? To buy a Batman. How much is a Batman? Gao Ran asked curiously. 79 yuan each. Then why do you need 200 yuan? Gao Ran continued to tease his son. I can't buy one. I'll buy a police car. I also want to buy a pink fire truck for Little Bean. That's her favorite. Right? Even if you buy 2, there's 79 yuan. That's only 158 yuan. I plan to buy Häagen-Dazs for Little Bean with the remaining 42 yuan. 42 yuan is only enough to buy 1 ball. What about you? I don't want it. I'll give it to Little Bean. Son, you're so good to your girlfriend. Gao Ran sighed with a wry smile. Dad, give me the money. Mom will be back soon. Hurry up. You're afraid your mom will scold you, right? Gao Ran smirked and took out 200 yuan from his wallet and handed it to Gao Buin. I'm afraid my mom will scold you. Why would she scold me? I'm not the one who wants the money. Gao Ran didn't understand his son's logic. After all, if mom finds out you have 200 yuan, you'll be screwed. Gao Buyuan quickly stuffed the money into his pocket. Okay, son. You win. Gao Ran suddenly realized that his son's logical thinking was amazing. She reacted very quickly at such a young age. However, it made sense. She spent all her time playing with Chin-Chu and Huamin. How could she be stupid? Chin-Chu drove a comfortable Mercedes SUV. In order not to attract attention, the two of them did not bring a driver or bodyguard. Chin-Chu drove the car while Huamin sat in the passenger seat. At this moment, his phone rang. It's Gao Ran, Huamin said after glancing at the screen. Help me answer it. Huamin picked up the phone and answered. Chief Gao, what are your instructions? Huamin, are you with Chin-Chu? Yes. Where are you? We're on the highway. Mr. Chin is accompanying me on a business trip. When are you coming back? In about 2 days. What's up? Give the phone to Chin-Chu first. Gao Ran's tone was serious. Chin-Chu was driving and could not answer the phone, so Huamin put the earpiece on for him. What's up? Chin-Chu asked. Chu, something happened at the clinic. Hua Yanyan is dead. Chin-Chu guessed. It would be easy if she was dead. She's not dead. She's missing. Missing? Chin-Chu frowned slightly. Yeah, she's missing. When did this happen? Last night. What about the surveillance video? Someone tampered with it. How could she run out by herself? Someone must have helped her. Did you ask Shin Mingxi? Chin-Chu immediately thought of Shin Mingxi, who was related to Hua Yanyan. He knew that Shin Mingxi was a soft-hearted person. Maybe he couldn't stand Hua Yanyan's acting and became soft-hearted? I did. He was very surprised. I don't think it was him, Gao Ran said. Then we're in big trouble. Qin Chu's expression suddenly changed. Honey, what's wrong? Is Hui Yanyan missing? Huamin was confused by the conversation between the two and wasn't sure. Chapter 35:14. Okay. Qin Chu nodded with a serious look on his face. After exchanging a few words with Gao Ran, Qin Chu hung up the phone and continued driving. Hubby, I didn't do it. Huamin explained. She was really afraid that Qin Chu would think that she was soft-hearted and did it behind his back. After all, Hui Yanyan was so engrossed in her acting. Silly girl, I didn't say it was you. Qin Chu heard Huamin's words and laughed. Although I'm pregnant and become stupid for 3 years, I won't do such a stupid thing. I know that Hui Yanyan is no longer the girl with a conscience. No matter what we do, we won't be able to change her. So I won't save her. I'm not Jesus. Hui Yanyan should have been killed back then. We can only blame ourselves for being too soft-hearted. Qin Chu was very calm. Yes, and Hui Xiqian too. If only we were more ruthless and killed him when he was abroad. Huamin was very regretful now. If Qin Chu didn't care about her feelings, why would he keep Hui Xiqian in the country? In the end, he actually managed to escape from prison. Hui Xiqian's escape was originally a bomb with a lot of hidden dangers. Now, with Hui Yanyan's escape, it was really troublesome. It's okay. In the adult world, there's no such thing as easy. It's a fairy tale to say that a happy life is not a real life. Qin Chu said this because he was thinking in his heart and also to comfort Huamin. Hubby, what should we do now? Are we still going to catch her? Huamin was very conflicted. In fact, she also felt that Hui Yanyan was pitiful. She was already a complete mental patient. It had not been easy for him to escape. If he were to catch him again, it would be equivalent to forcing him into a dead end. This was not something Huamin would do given his personality. There's no need for that. If Hui Yanyan escapes just to live, to escape, and to start anew, we can let her go. However, if she dares to do anything to harm you or our daughter, I will definitely kill her. Qin Chu's eyes flashed coldly. Huamin knew that Qin Chu was not joking. Afterwards, Qin Chu picked up his phone and specifically instructed the bodyguards to not only stay close to the twins, but also to protect his parents, Huamin's mother and brother. He also told Tang Chuan to keep an eye on Qin Ning. In short, everyone had to be careful when that crazy woman Hui Yanyan ran out. Hubby, why don't we go back? I don't want to do it anymore. Huamin was a little nervous. You stood me up last time. If you don't keep your word this time, you will be fired as the vice director, Qin Chu joked. I won't be the director if I'm fired. It's fine, but I'm still worried about our family. It's fine. I've already made arrangements for our family. Hui Yanyan is not Hui Xiqian. She can't cause any trouble alone. Although she looks crazy now, she's not stupid. She won't act rashly against us. After all, it won't end well for her. Okay. Huamin was relieved to hear Qin Chu's words and nodded. That day, the two drove to the neighboring city. Huamin went to the venue to do a live commentary. The two checked into the most luxurious 5-star hotel in the area. Qin Chu stayed by her side all the time. In the evening, while Qin Chu was taking a shower, Huamin's phone rang. Hello. Looking at the string of strange numbers, Huamin was a little excited. Dr. Hua, I want to register. It was Lu Yan's funny voice on the other end. I knew it was you. Damn girl, why didn't you call me until now? Hearing Lu Yan's voice, Huamin felt all his worries disappear. Chapter 35:15. Don't mention it. I'm as busy as a dog. Oh no, even a dog isn't as busy as me, Lu Yan complained. Huamin was about to ask where Yan was when he remembered that his phone was being monitored. So he changed the question. How are you? Do you miss your twin nieces? Of course I do. Why wouldn't I? How are they? Do they miss me? Of course. She cried the day you left. Pudding didn't say it out loud, but I'm sure she felt the same way. When she was upset, she would just sit there and stare blankly into space. She wouldn't talk to anyone. The two brats are kind. I didn't waste tens of millions. Lu Yen was pleased. By the way, Yen, and came to see me that day. What did he want? He bought you something and asked me to send it to you if it's convenient. What the hell? Lu Yen was puzzled. He said it's food. And said you like to eat some nostalgic Chinese snacks from the 90s. Is that right? Does White Rabbit creamy candy count? Lu Yen remembered that when she was shopping with him, she saw a convenience store on the street and bought a lot of it. You have a weird taste. Huamin chuckled. This guy, he's really greedy. Huamin was surprised that An had made it so obvious. Why is Xiao An still doing these meaningless things? He meant, well, do you have time to receive it? Give me an address. Come on. I'm already in this state. I have to hide just to make a phone call. You want to kill me by sending me something by mail? Then what should I do? Should I send it back? But that's not a good idea. No. You can leave it for Little Bean and Pudding. You guys can eat it. Forget it. He gave it to you. How about this? Next time you come, I'll keep it for you. It won't expire easily anyway. Dr. Hua, you said that because you want me to visit you in China, right? Lu Yen was smug again. What do you think? Oh, sister, I know you miss me, but I have something to deal with now. I really can't go back. Just then, Huamin was about to speak when he heard a voice say, Boss, young Master Qiao is calling for you. Yen, are you with Xiao Fei? Then I'm relieved. Alright, that's it then. Sis, I'm going to get busy. Talk to you later. Then Lu Yen hung up. Huamin seemed to have gotten used to Lu Yan's impulsive behavior. He was always thinking about her. However, he knew that his sister was a female bandit, so he didn't have to worry about her. After hanging up the phone with Yen, Huamian still felt like she hadn't done anything. After thinking for a while, he finally remembered that he wanted to send a WeChat message to Han Yueyao and ask her how she was doing. After all, Auntie Sue had asked her to take care of her. The two of them had secretly added each other on WeChat before dinner that day. Huamin opened his WeChat and found the girl's profile picture. She was a cute little bunny with a red face. Her name was funny. It was Wang Zai Little Bun. Huamin, Yao Yao. Han Yueyao, Sister Mion. Han Yueyao replied instantly. Huamin, you're still awake, right? I didn't disturb you? Han Yueyao, no. I usually sleep late. Huamin, how was your dorm last night? Han Yueyao, it was great. The dorm at Imperial Star is luxurious. 2 people share a room. It's very luxurious. But my roommate didn't come back last night, so I didn't see her. Huamin, are you scared? Han Yueyao, no. I'm not a kid anymore. Huamin, okay, that's good. Did Su contact you later? Huamin vaguely remembered that Su Yu and Han Yueyao had added each other on WeChat after dinner. Of course, Su Yu did it for Huamin's sake, otherwise, he wouldn't have added a girl he didn't know. Han Yueyao, no. Huamin, oh, it's okay. Don't worry. Su Yu is usually very busy. You can talk to him more. Han Yueyao, Sister Mion, do you think Su Yu and I are suitable? Chapter 35:16. Huamin was surprised by the girl's sudden question. He hesitated for a moment. Huamin said, Of course. Didn't you see how much Mrs. Su likes you? Han Yueyao said, But don't you think it's inappropriate for our families to be incompatible? Huamin said, In this day and age, who cares about matching families? Han Yueyao said, Sister Mion, to tell you the truth, I think the words left by our ancestors are quite reasonable. Su Yu and I are very different in all aspects. I know we have different interests, so we can't get along well in the future. Huamin said, Who said that? I'm just a girl from an ordinary family, but my husband is from a rich family. Look at us, aren't we? Our children are all grown up. Huamin said this to encourage the girl because he found the girl's attitude was a bit negative. Han Yueyao said, Sister Mion, you and your husband are childhood sweethearts and have known each other since high school. After so many years, you two are like family. It's different from my situation with Su Yu. I'm just a girl who just stepped out of society. How can I match up to Mr. Su, who's from an illustrious family? Huamin thought for a while and replied to her. Huamian, Yao, let me tell you something. Don't you want to listen to me? If that's what you want, why did you come here? Don't you know that you're Mrs. Su's future daughter-in-law? She wants you to date Suyu. Otherwise, why do you think they're working so hard for you? Han Yueyao said, Sister Mian, I'm not angry. Han Yueyao said, Sister Mian, I'm not angry. I understand your question. In fact, I plan to tell you later, but since we're talking about this topic, I'll tell you the truth. Maybe many women dream of marrying Suyu, but that's not true love. It's not marrying Suyu, it's marrying the Su family. I don't like this kind of life, but for a girl like me who just graduated and has no background and connections, this is another opportunity. So, I think, she paused purposely. Huamin suddenly understood. You want to take this opportunity to enter Imperial Star and become a star? Huamin made a bold guess. That's right. That's what I think. Why is it so important to be a celebrity? It's not easy to get flowers and applause. There's a lot of darkness behind it that you can't see, Huamin advised. Sister Mian, I'm not doing this for flowers, applause, vanity, or tens of thousands of fans. My idea is simple. My parents put a lot of effort into sending me to school, and I want to repay them. But with my qualifications, if I go out and look for a job, I'll only make a few thousand yuan a month. In a first-tier city like ours, a few thousand yuan isn't even enough for a month's living expenses. So, I want to take a shortcut. As long as I'm an artist, even if I'm not famous, I can be a small-time star, play some small roles, and run some errands. I can make tens of thousands a month, right? You're doing this for money? Huamin frowned slightly. That's right. Maybe you think I'm a layman, but I'm here for the money. I want my parents to live a comfortable life for the rest of their lives, but I'm too pretentious to sell myself out. Looking at my classmates and best friends around me, all of them are kept by rich people, or they're flirting with rich second-generation heirs. To be honest, I don't think that's something I can do. My parents are so traditional. If they knew what I did, they'd beat me to death. So, I've decided that I'd rather work harder and earn more money so that my parents can live a comfortable life. So, you don't want to marry Suyu? Huamin finally understood her original intention. Of course, he was shocked. Chapter 35:17. Sort of, Han Yueyao admitted frankly. But as Suyu's friend, Huamin felt uncomfortable. Yao, you're using Auntie Su. Do you know that? Sister Mian, Auntie Su is using you too. Huamin, she knows Suyu likes you, but she still persuaded you to introduce other girls to Suyu. She knows that Suyu will listen to you and give you face. You know it, right? It's different. I owe the Su family a favor. Sister Mian, don't take it too seriously. There are no fixed rules in life. If you know the result, you won't do it. Don't worry about it. I don't have any improper thoughts about Suyu. I'm young, but I know who I am. I don't want to do things that are beyond my ability. Now that I've entered Imperial Star, I want to work hard to make money. I won't do anything to hurt Suyu. Don't worry about it. And you've done everything you should do. You should have told Auntie Su. As for what Auntie Su thinks, it's not something she can control. Tell me, am I right? The 25-year-old Han Yueyao's thoughtful words surprised Huamin. At first, he thought the girl was a good girl. At least she didn't play any tricks at the dinner party. But now he knew the girl was smart and knew what she was thinking. If you put it that way, I understand. Huamian didn't say anything else. Sister Mian, thank you. Whether it's Auntie Su's request or not, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to enter Imperial Star. I'll work hard. Good luck. After the simple conversation, Huamin had mixed feelings. When Qin Chu came out of the shower, he saw Huamin in a daze. What are you thinking about, Dr. Hua? Honey, what do you think of Han Yueyao? Han Yueyao? Qin Chu never paid attention to people he didn't care about, so he didn't remember her name. She's the girl who had dinner with Suyu yesterday. Auntie Su brought her over. Oh, her? I can't tell. After all, we've only known each other for a short time. What's your first impression? Huamin believed that Qin Chu had seen a lot of people. He would definitely be able to tell something from his first impression. My first impression of her was okay. She didn't talk much and didn't interrupt. She had a good upbringing and didn't try to impress Suyu. Overall, she was okay. Qin Chu commented on Han Yueyao's performance that day. What's wrong? Is there something wrong with this girl? No, I think this girl is quite good. What do you mean by good? Qin Chu leaned against the headboard and chatted with Huamin. I just think she's good at first impression. If she can get along well with Suyu, she'll be a good choice. Then Zheng Ro is out of the game, right? Zheng Ro? I'm not sure. The girl looks okay, but I feel something is wrong. It's just a feeling. I can't put my finger on it. Huamin compared the two girls carefully and found he felt more comfortable when he chatted with Han Yueyao. The next morning, Qin Chu accompanied Huamin to the hospital they worked with for inspection. They went there too early and the doctors and nurses had just started work, so no one noticed them. The moment they walked in, they heard some young nurses gossiping at the reception desk. Have you heard? The deputy director of the Southern District of C City came to a meeting yesterday. I heard that she brought a very handsome man with her and followed him closely. Do you think it's her gigolo? Chapter 35:18. Upon hearing this, Huamin almost fell to the ground. What kind of logic was this? Was he keeping a gigolo? Huamin turned to look at Mr. Qin and saw that his face had darkened as well. Ha, gigolo, you're so expensive, I really can't afford to keep you. Huamin whispered as he hugged Qin Chu. Dr. Hua, please pay me this month's maintenance fee. I don't have money, but I have a life. Oh no, 2 lives. Huamin rubbed his belly. If you don't have money, why are you keeping a gigolo? The husband and wife were about to play this joke too much. Finally, seeing that it was about time, Huamin walked up and asked, Excuse me, where is Director Jiang's office? Are you a patient? Director Jiang doesn't make house calls anymore, and then the nurse glanced at Huamin's belly. He doesn't make house calls for pregnant women either. I'm not a patient, I have business with Director Jiang. Do you have an appointment? Then I'm sorry, Director Jiang can't receive clients without an appointment. Really? Then tell him that Vice Director Hua of C City is here to see him. Vice Director Hua, where is he? The nurse looked behind her. I'm Vice Director Hua, Huamin said calmly. Immediately, a wave of boos came from behind him. You really are? The nurse still didn't believe him. Yes, if you don't believe me, I'll show you the evidence. Then, Huamin pointed at Mr. Qin behind him and said with a straight face, This is the gigolo I keep. Then, the nurses looked at Huamin and then at the man behind him, dumbfounded. Please wait a moment, I'll go report this immediately. Scared, the nurse immediately turned around and called her supervisor. Huamin couldn't help but laugh out loud. These gossipy women, where did they hear this gossip from? It was hilarious. C City, Yulong Hot Spring Hotel. It was old Madam Shen's 80th birthday. The Shen family did not want to invite too many people, so they chose to keep a low profile and held it in the suburbs. The people who came were all relatives and friends of the Shen family. There were no business partners. Shen Mingxi was the last person to contact Wei Ying. Of course, he didn't expect Wei Ying to come. Ever since the Chinese Valentine's Day, although their relationship had gotten closer, it was still subtle. Wei Ying came with a female companion, who was also a socialite in the circle. The two of them were wearing evening gowns, one red and one white, which were very appropriate. Wei Ying wanted to keep a low profile. In order not to steal the limelight and be gossiped about, she dressed appropriately and didn't seek attention. Ying, are you really going to rekindle your relationship with Shen Mingxi? No, don't talk nonsense. We're just friends. But look at what happened to the Shen family. You're too proactive. You even canceled your plane ticket just to celebrate old Madam Shen's birthday. Is it worth it? Do you think they appreciate it? I don't need them to appreciate it. Granny Shen used to treat me pretty well. I can't be heartless. The two of them walked in as they talked. Seeing Wei Ying, Shen Mingxi immediately walked over. Mrs. Shen also took Wei Ying's hand warmly. Ying, I haven't seen you for a long time. You look more energetic than before. Wei Ying smiled gently. At this moment, a commotion came from the door. Young Master Shen, look. That's Shen Mingxi's friend reminded him. He turned around and looked toward the door. Then his body shook. It was the woman who should be locked up in a mental hospital, Hui Yanyan. She was wearing a long black dress that exposed her shoulders. Her makeup was exquisite but a little strange. She slowly walked toward Shen Mingxi. Chapter 35:19. Why are you here? Shen Mingxi's face was full of shock. Mingxi, I was wrong. I'll be a good girl from now on. Please don't send me back to that place, okay? Hui Yanyan's innocent eyes glistened with tears. She looked so delicate and weak. Before Shen Mingxi could speak, Hui Yanyan glanced at Wei Ying. Miss Wei, can you help me persuade Mingxi? I definitely won't hold you back. You two can go out and get a room or stay at home. I won't interfere. I just hope that Mingxi won't leave me. I don't want to go back to the mental hospital either. Hui Yanyan's sudden change stunned Wei Ying. She didn't even know how to respond. There were many onlookers. Some gossipy people even took out their cell phones and took pictures. Miss Wei, I beg you. I'll kneel before you, okay? Please have mercy on me and don't kill me. I was wrong in the past. I'm willing to be your slave from now on. I just want you to give me food to eat. Hui Yanyan, what are you talking about? Wei Ying widened her eyes in disbelief. At this point, Hui Yanyan really knelt down. She kowtowed to Wei Ying and Shen Mingxi in front of so many people. Please, I beg of you, for the sake of my pitiful state, give me a way out. What are you doing? You damned woman, how dare you show up here? Why don't you go to hell? My son is in this state because of you. Do you know you almost killed him in a car accident? Shen Mingxi's mother finally couldn't stand it anymore. She walked up to Hui Yanyan and scolded her. Auntie Shen, I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Hit me or scold me. I deserve it. Shen Mingxi's mother pulled Hui Yanyan's hair and yelled hysterically, Security! Are all the security guards dead? Take this crazy woman out. I'm not mentally ill. Why is your Shen family so cruel? Why do you have to lock me up and force my daughter to go abroad? Why won't you even let the child go? Hui Yanyan cried as she spoke. Wei Ying was infuriated by Hui Mian's lies. Hui Yanyan, do you have a conscience? Your daughter is going abroad to study, and her school fees are in the hundreds of thousands. Mingxi is the one who paid for it. He treated you and your daughter so well, and now you're accusing him of it. There's a saying that is true. Great kindness makes great enmity. I think Mingxi is too nice to you, and that's why you're bullying him so recklessly. Wei Ying thought Shen Mingxi's attitude was too soft. That was why Hui Yanyan, the scum, was still alive. If Qin Chu and Su Yu had the same temperament, they would have killed Hui Yanyan a long time ago. Miss Wei, you're right. I won't argue with you. Please don't send me back, Hui Yanyan cried as she knelt before Wei Ying. At this moment, she looked like a stray dog. Come with me. Suppressing the anger in his heart, Shen Mingxi grabbed Hui Yanyan's hand and led her into the hotel. In the lounge of the hotel, Shen Mingxi pushed Hui Yanyan into the room. With a cold face, he said, Hui Yanyan, what on earth are you up to? Hee, aren't you curious as to how I managed to escape? Were you surprised? Were you surprised? Shen Mingxi, you didn't expect this, did you? Entering the lounge with only the two of them, Hui Yanyan's expression changed. Chapter 35:20. What on earth do you want? I want you to suffer for the rest of your life. Hearing Hui Yanyan's vicious words, Shen Mingxi threw his head back and laughed. Good, very good. What are you thinking? Hui Yanyan stared at him coldly. The story of the farmer and the snake, as expected. Hui Yanyan, you're heartless. When the Hua Xiqian family fell, you were kicked out of the family by Hua Xiqian. You married an old man in a hurry and gave birth to a child. Then, you were betrayed and went to work as a salesperson. I saved you and your mother out of kindness. I didn't expect you to repay my kindness, but I didn't expect you to bite the hand that feeds you. Shen Mingxi, don't you understand? If you weren't weak and went to sue you, we wouldn't be where we are today. Why did you betray me? Betray you? No, I betrayed an evil force. Hui Yan, I'm a normal person. Although I'm not a kind person, I'm not evil either. The things your mother and brother did were unforgivable. All I can say is that I did what I should do. You're my man. Shouldn't you be on my side? Hui Yan retorted loudly. Just because we're together, I have to protect you even if you commit murder and arson? Isn't that the case? Ha, what a logic. Xianxia laughed bleakly. I'm telling you, since I've escaped, I'm definitely not going back. If you dare to do anything to me, people will definitely know because there are already people watching you all the time. If you don't want to go to prison, you'd better be polite to me. What do you want? Money? Plane tickets? Cut? Passport? Are you looking for Tian Tian in Singapore? Why would I look for her? Can she help me get revenge? You want revenge? Xianxia looked at Hui Yan in disbelief. He thought she came out to extort money from him and then go abroad. However, he didn't expect that Hui Yan's goal wasn't this. Of course I want revenge. I have nothing left and I have to take it back bit by bit. I told you, Xianxia, just wait and see. I won't let you and Wei Ying live happily ever after. Wei Ying and I were never together. Xianxia smiled bitterly. Ever since the divorce, he and Wei Ying had never really gotten back together. His previous proposal was also ruined by Wei Liao, so it was quite ironic. Who would believe your bullshit? Just wait for my revenge. I won't let anyone who has hurt me off so easily. With that, Hui Yan shoved Xianxia aside, opened the door, and walked out. Inside the meeting place, Hui Yan walked up to Wei Ying and smiled slightly. His smile made Wei Ying's hair stand on end. Miss Wei, I don't mind your relationship with Mingxi. You don't have to feel embarrassed. Mingxi and I aren't what you think? Wei Ying was angry. It's okay. Even if it's what I think, I really don't mind. Thank you for taking care of him for me. Now that I'm back, we can take care of him together. Of course, you're a socialite and have status, so you can be the older one and I'll be the younger one. What do you think? You're crazy. Wei Ying thought his words were too melodramatic and ridiculous. Hui Yan, what are you talking about? Xianxia explained in time. I'm just expressing what you think, right, Ms. Wei? Wei Ying couldn't stand it anymore and said with a cold face, Auntie, Mingxi, I'm leaving. Xianxia was about to chase after her. Hui Yan grabbed his arm. Mingxi, I just came back. Shouldn't you be with me? Spend time with her on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are mine, okay? Chapter 35:21. Hui Yan, you're crazy. Ignoring everyone's strange looks, Xianxia pushed Hui Yan away roughly and immediately got up to chase after Wei Ying. He didn't want Wei Ying to misunderstand. At the hotel? Let me explain. No need, I understand. She definitely wasn't released by you. I was shocked to see her too. People like Hui Yan are crazy. My brother is right. You were soft-hearted and took care of her and her mother, but now you've gotten yourself into so much trouble. Mingxi, you can't be too soft-hearted. Otherwise, you'll be too nice. I admit it was my fault. It's no use apologizing to me. Think of a way to solve your problem. Littling, then sorry. I'm tired. I'll go back now. Bye. When Wei Ying saw Hui Yan, she suddenly felt a headache coming on. All the unhappy memories of the past came to her mind. For her, they were the worst memories of her life. When they had dinner together, she had heard her sister-in-law, Jiang Xiaowei, and Huamin talk about it. Hui Yan was a hopeless person. Xianxia didn't dare to take responsibility for everything. If it weren't for Xianxia, Hui Yan and the baby would have died under Hui Xiqian's claws. So much trouble wouldn't have happened. Now, not only Hui Yan, but her daughter also treated Xianxia badly. Wei Ying suddenly felt very tired. Why was the man she had loved since she was a little girl like this? Why didn't Huamin and Qin Chu, who had been married since they were little, have such problems? She felt very tired. She admitted that she still loved Xianxia and couldn't forget everything that had happened between them. However, Hui Yanyan's incessant pestering exhausted Wei Ying both physically and mentally. She felt indescribable despair. After Wei Ying left, Hui Yanyan left before the security guards came to chase her away. The Shen family's birthday banquet was originally going well, but it was ruined by this woman. They were also very angry. On a secluded path near the hotel, a black BMW X6 was parked there. Hui Yanyan put on her sunglasses and got into the car. "How is it?" the man asked. "Of course there's no problem. Everything is going according to plan." "Not bad. It seems that I didn't save you for nothing. After all, I risked my life. If Qin Chu knew about this, I would have to bear the consequences." Hui Yanyan smiled. "Don't worry, I won't let you make a loss. You saved me, so it's definitely worth it. They all say that you're mentally ill, but why do I feel that not only are you not ill, but you're also very smart? They wanted me dead, so of course they slandered me. I'm not mentally ill. I'm very sane. But I have to remind you that it's not my job to deal with Qin Chu and Huamin. I won't help you." Hearing the man's words, Hui Yanyan sneered in disdain. "Of course I know. I don't need your help. Huamin, I don't have the ability to deal with him now. Wait until I deal with Shen Mingxi." At the headquarters of Imperial Star, when Suyu was about to get off work, he happened to pass by the trainees' dance studio. More than a dozen girls were practicing in the studio, wearing the same clothes. But Han Yueao stood out among the girls. Even without makeup, she was still very pretty. "President Su, how are these new girls?" Suyu asked. "They're talented and hardworking. When the preliminaries begin, we'll know their true abilities. Are there any new girls who perform particularly well?" "Yes, President Su. The girl in the middle of the first row is the captain of the new girls. She's been here for almost 2 months. Her name is Gao Yaruo. She's obviously experienced and smart with good potential. The new girl yesterday is Han Yueao. Yes, I should call her Han Yueao. She's good at dancing and a fast learner. She's also very pretty." Suyu stood outside the glass door, deep in thought, and looked inside. Chapter 35-22. When Suyu looked inside, the girl happened to look outside as well. When their eyes met, Han Yueao quickly turned her head away. At this moment, Gao Yaruo saw them and looked at the door warily. When she saw Suyu, she was surprised. Then she turned her head and asked Han Yueao, "Do you know President Su?" "No," Han Yueao refuted calmly. She knew she had to be careful with her words in this group of women. On the surface, these trainees all called each other sisters. In fact, they all secretly wanted the other trainees to be eliminated so that the company could promote her. The quarrel between these little trainees was sometimes even more intense than the quarrel between superstars. Seeing Han Yueao deny it, Gao Yaruo didn't say anything else and the group continued dancing. "Take care of Han Yueao." Before he left, Suyu said to Huamian, "Okay, President Su, don't worry. I'll take good care of these talented girls." Then Suyu left. At noon, when the trainees were eating, in the cafeteria, Han Yueao quietly found a corner with her plate and sat down. 2 trainees deliberately came over and sat across from her, trying to please her. "Yao Yao, Yao Yao, let's gossip. Our group of trainees has been selected. How did you get in?" "Yao Yao, everyone says you have a backer. Can you tell us who your backer is? So that we can bask in your glory?" Han Yueao ate silently and then replied without looking up, "Yes, a distant relative's sister said she knows the higher-ups of our company and recommended me. Of course, my sister isn't that capable. She said if I got in, I have to work hard and rely on myself. If I get eliminated, it's my bad luck." So that's how it is. "Huh, we thought you were personally appointed by President Su." "No, I don't know President Su well." Han Yueao didn't want to talk about her relationship with Suyu. She wasn't stupid enough to go around telling everyone that Suyu was her backer. Not only would she implicate Suyu, but she would also be envied by others. With that said, those people might let down their guard. Sure enough, after asking around, the 2 trainees took their plates and ran to Gao Yaruo's table to tell on her. "Yaruo, don't worry. I don't think President Su sent her here. She seems to be an older sister who is close to the executives of Imperial Star. But you know, we don't give face to the executives. It's fine that she got in through the back door, but she can't stand out among us. Yeah, Yaruo, we're all on your side. You don't have to be afraid of Han Yueyao. Gao Yaruo smiled. She's just a newbie. Why would I be afraid of her? That's right. He's just a newcomer. How dare he compare himself to our Yaruo? He's really courting death. Where there were people, there would be Jianghu. Where there was Jianghu, there would be right and wrong. A place with a lot of women was even more of an indecent place. In the dance academy, Han Yueyao was used to seeing people with two mouths, so she wasn't surprised at all. No matter what others said, she still had to dance, sing, and learn how to perform. After lunch, she saw that she still had time, so she decided to go back to the dorm and sleep for an hour. Unexpectedly, when she pushed open the door and entered, the girl inside happened to be changing her clothes and was completely naked. I'm sorry, but Han Yueyao felt guilty and quickly closed the door. It's okay. Come in. The girl had short hair that reached her ears and looked very sweet and cute. This was the first time Han Yueyao saw her since she came here. She didn't expect to see her like this. Chapter 35-23. I'm sorry. I didn't know you were changing. Han Yueyao apologized again when she came in. I don't care about that. The girl didn't seem to care. Han Yueyao walked to her bed and sat down. Are you new here? Yeah. Then why did you move into my dorm? Didn't they tell you anything? What's wrong with the dorm? Han Yueyao looked puzzled. The dorm is fine, but I have a problem. The girl smiled and sat down on her bed, facing Han Yueyao. She took out a pack of Red Panda cigarettes from her pocket. Han Yueyao knew this kind of cigarette. Her classmates in the dance academy smoked it too. It cost more than 30 yuan per pack. Do you want one? No. Thank you. Han Yueyao waved her hand and refused. What's your name? Han Yueyao. Yu as in the moon and Yao as in the Yaoqi lake. Su Xiaoxiao, the girl said. Wow. This name sounds familiar. Han Yueyao exclaimed. Yeah. Anyone who studied history knows that she was the #1 courtesan in Qiantang in the Southern Dynasty. I remember Su Shi's sister was also called Su Xiaoxiao, Han Yueyao explained. Who cares? I don't care. I think she's delicious. Yeah. It's a good name. Xiaoxiao, how come I haven't seen you practice in the past 2 days? Since she lived here, she must be a trainee. But Su Xiaoxiao never went to the classroom or the cafeteria. Because I don't have to practice anymore. I just signed a contract for a movie and it'll start shooting next month. Wow. That's awesome. Not just awesome. You have a powerful background. Nowadays, who can be so lucky without a powerful background? Do you really believe that good things can fall from the sky? Han Yueyao didn't know what to say when Su Xiaoxiao told her the truth without hesitation. Those bitches don't like me. They say I'm not a good person and that I won't be famous even if I take on a show. I'm full of bad news. In their eyes, Gao Yaruo is the goddess. She's the only one who has a chance to be famous. But I advise you to stay away from that woman. She's vicious. Yeah. I'll be careful. Thank you for the reminder. At this time, Su Xiaoxiao had almost finished her cigarette. She threw it on the ground and stepped on it. Then he got up and picked up his coat. I'm going out. Are you coming back tonight? She asked casually. I'm not coming back. You can lock the door yourself. I have some makeup products on the table and some imported facial cleanser. You can use them all. No need, I've brought my own. Han Yueyao declined Su Xiaoxiao's kindness. All right then, that's all. See you again if there's a chance. After saying that, the girl turned around and left. Han Yueyao felt Su Xiaoxiao was about the same age as her and looked younger than her. However, the way he smoked was very skillful, and he was especially daring to speak without any scruples. This kind of personality was really unparalleled. During the afternoon training, another woman beside her asked, "Did you see that chicken in the dormitory today?" Chicken? What chicken? Han Yueyao was surprised. She rarely comes back to the dormitory and doesn't come to class. She's like a dead person. They were going to fire her, but she's so capable. She slept with a director or a producer, and she actually took on a show. For the sake of the company's interests, naturally, they won't fire her. You mean Su Xiaoxiao? Hearing the girl's words, Han Yueao understood. That's right, you should stay away from her in the future. Do you know what she does outside? The girl deliberately lowered her voice and said mysteriously. Chapter 35-24. Han Yueao shook her head, indicating she didn't know. She's a prostitute. Han Yueao didn't speak because she didn't understand. The girl lowered her voice and said mysteriously, she's a prostitute. Don't be fooled by her appearance. She's very vain at such a young age. Look at her makeup, bags, and even shoes. They cost tens of thousands of yuan. If she's really a socialite, why would she be a trainee? That's why I'm saying that she's definitely kept by a man outside. And I heard that there's more than one. Look at how dirty she is. Don't play with her. Be careful not to be led astray. We're going to be celebrities in the future. If someone finds out about us, we'll be done for. We're classmates. Don't talk about her like that. Han Yueao thought it wasn't good to speak ill of Su Xiaoxiao behind her back. Besides, she didn't know her well. Don't be afraid. Even if she's here, I'll say the same thing. Forget it. I know you don't know anything. Seeing Han Yueao's lack of reaction, the girl lost interest and didn't want to say more. In the afternoon, after another afternoon of vocal music lessons, everyone left the classroom. When Han Yueao walked out, Mr. Ji, who was in charge of the trainees, walked toward her slowly. Mr. Ji was a famous talent scout in China. Later, he became old and retired. It was said that Su Yu hired him with a large sum of money to train more superstars for Imperial Star. Mr. Ji, Han Yueao greeted him politely. How are you in the first few days? Are you used to it? Is the dance a bit too hard? It's okay. I can handle it. I've been learning this since I was a child. I don't feel tired. But you're patient and low-key. Since you're here, you must study hard. I will, Mr. Ji. President Su is here today. Do you know? He's the big boss of our company. I know. He stood outside for a long time watching you guys practice. He asked me to take care of you. I guess you must have a good foundation. He thinks you have potential and wants to train you well. Really? That's great. She suddenly felt guilty, thinking it wasn't right for her to pretend not to know Su Yu. Then go ahead and work hard. All right. After saying goodbye to Ms. Ji, Han Yueao returned to her dorm room in exhaustion. She took a shower and changed into a new set of clothes. Then, they went to the snack street near the company to eat. The company's cafeteria was closed at night, but the company would give everyone a dinner allowance of 30 yuan a day. For those picky girls, 30 yuan was definitely not enough. But Han Yueao was different. She had suffered a lot since elementary school. First of all, snacks were prohibited. Moreover, they had to be weighed once a week. If they were overweight, they would be hit in the palm. As for those KFC burgers, fried chicken legs, spicy hot pot, shredded pancakes, rujiamo, and so on, she could only look but not eat. Things like ice cream were even more out of reach. He was already satisfied just by looking at it. In the end, she walked into a Muslim restaurant called Lanzhao Ramen and ordered a small bowl of noodles. Then she lowered her head and ate. Not far away, a man was hiding behind a hidden building and taking pictures of her, who was unaware of what was going on. On the viaduct, on the way back from school, the twins sat in a black minivan. Behind them was a Range Rover. Both cars were filled with bodyguards personally selected by Qin Chu. Sis, what are you thinking about? Little Bean saw her sister in a daze. Little Bean, I think I saw that woman just now. Pudding said uneasily. Chapter 35-25. Which woman? Sweetie's mom. Pudding wasn't sure either. After school, the bodyguard greeted them with an umbrella at the door. When the twins walked out, Pudding thought she saw Hui Yanyan's face in the crowd. Oh my God, is it that bad woman? Wasn't she crazy? Didn't Mommy say that she was locked up and wouldn't run around? I don't know. I'm not sure. It looks like it. Pudding recalled carefully. Not necessarily. There are many people who look alike in this world. Maybe she's one of our classmates' mothers. Little Bean comforted her sister. Yes. Don't be afraid, sister. I'll protect you. Bullshit. You can't even protect yourself. How can you protect me? Pudding looked at Little Bean with disdain. I can call Little Ant. Ha, when Little Ant comes, we'll immediately wipe them out. In Little Ant's words, we'll blow them all up. Little Bean was so happy that she danced with joy. But after a while, she immediately became depressed. Sis, I miss Auntie so much. Little Bean pouted. Me too. Pudding sighed slightly. After Lu Yen left, she didn't even call the kids. When I grow up, I want to follow Auntie. You're so fat. It would be strange if Auntie accepted you. I don't know how to lose weight. As long as Auntie is willing to accept me, I'd rather not eat sweets. I want to become a superhero. Ha, I want to be as powerful as Auntie. Only a fool would believe you. Why are you looking down on me? Let me tell you, you should say that even ghosts won't believe me. Pa, why would I give up on my favorite ice cream? Do you have a split personality? Pudding rolled her eyes when she saw Little Bean talking to herself. Top floor of Dubai Al Garb Hotel. The suite, which was a few hundred square meters, was resplendent. Even the coffee table and bathtub were made of gold. It was extremely luxurious. The entire room was filled with the smell of nouveau riche. It was said that the price of 10,000 yuan was hundreds of thousands. But even so, the rooms were often full, and the supply could not meet the demand. Some people said that there were no poor people in Dubai. Even the taxis were Porsches. Some people said that even a beggar here could earn 400,000 yuan a month. This was the world of the rich, the cradle of gold. It was said that the pets of the rich people here were no longer ordinary animals. Cats and dogs were nothing compared to them. The rich people here raised lions, tigers, and crocodiles. It was truly breathtaking. When Huasiqian woke up, he found himself lying on a big, soft bed. You're awake? Upon hearing the woman's voice, Huasiqian slowly stood up. He narrowed his eyes and looked at the woman standing beside the bed. She was tall and had long black hair. She should be Asian. She wore a golden mask that covered half of her face. But from her voice, she should be a young woman. She was wearing a white Arabian dress, but it seemed to have been modified. It looked a little strange. Most importantly, she had spoken to Huasiqian in Chinese. Where is this place? For you? Huasiqian asked. Dubai. What? Dubai? Huasiqian tried to recall, but he couldn't remember a lot of things. The last thing he remembered was that he was in a prison in China. He missed Mian so much that he wanted to see her like crazy. Why did he suddenly come to Dubai? What in the world had happened? If it weren't for me, you would have died at Lu Yan's hands. Do you know that? Lu Yan? Huasiqian closed his eyes and tried hard to remember. Don't think about it. Jack did it. Of course, you don't remember it clearly. To put it simply, Jack broke out of prison, but Lu Yan intercepted him and almost killed him. Our people arrived in time to save you. Who are you? Huasiqian immediately became alert and looked at the woman with the golden mask. Chapter 35-26. You don't have the right to know who I am. Why did you save me? You should at least tell me, right? Of course. You're very close to Huamin, aren't you? Hearing the name Huamin, Huasiqian subconsciously became more vigilant. He wouldn't allow anyone to harm Huamin. No one. Please don't be so nervous. Our ultimate goal isn't Huamin. She's useless to us. Then who are you looking for? Huamin's biological father. You should know, right? Professor Lu. Huasiqian suddenly understood. That's right. Professor Lu has something our master wants, but old man Lu is too difficult to catch. He's very sneaky, so I think we need to start with his daughter. What do you think? In your dreams. I won't let you do that. Don't even think about hurting Mian. Hee, you're indeed infatuated. But do you know? If Jack hadn't controlled you to break out of prison that day, Do you know that Qin Chu and Huamin would have teamed up to kill you? So what? I'm willing to die in Mion's hands. You're crazy. You're really stubborn, but it doesn't matter. With that, the golden-masked woman took out a small pink bottle. What do you want? Huasiqian was on guard and wanted to get up and attack the woman. However, he found that he couldn't exert any strength at all. Our master said that since it's the two of you, if we can't reach an agreement with you, we'll have to talk to the other person in your body. With that, the golden-masked woman pinched Huasiqian's chin hard. She poured all the powder in the pink bottle into Huasiqian's mouth. He struggled with all his might, but it was useless. He didn't know what these people did to him, but he couldn't use any strength at all. No matter how good his hands were, they were useless. Although he didn't know what these people were doing, they didn't seem to be good people. He really wanted to protect his sister, but there was nothing he could do. Before he fainted, Huasiqian's mind was still filled with the image of the young girl with a ponytail, Huamin. Half an hour later, when Huasiqian woke up again, the look in his eyes had changed. I know you two have the same memory, so I won't explain much. We want to deal with that old man, Professor Liu, so we have to start with his daughter, Huamin, and you have to cooperate with us. Of course, Huamin, that little bitch, I will definitely make her die a horrible death. Jack smiled viciously. Domestic Huamin and Qin Chu were supposed to rush back after the meeting. However, Huamin suddenly felt that the fetal movement was very strong and did not dare to leave. She went to the hospital with Qin Chu for a checkup. The doctor suggested that she was too tired recently and should stay one more night before leaving. As a doctor, Huamin knew that the doctor wasn't exaggerating. Therefore, even though she wanted to go home and miss the twins, she decided to stay one more night for the sake of the babies in her stomach. At night, Huamin felt too bored, so she discussed with Qin Chu about going to the nearby park or square. Therefore, the couple went to a crowded square near the hospital. Every night, there would be square dancing at 7 o'clock. Honey, I want to eat cotton candy. Are you a child? Qin Chu laughed. Your son wants to eat cotton candy. You finally found someone to take the blame for you, right? When the child is born, I'll tell him how much his mother made him take the blame. It's okay, my son will understand. Qin Chu took off his coat dotingly and put it on Huamin. Then he turned around and went to buy cotton candy. Huamin sat near the flower bed and watched the square dancing. Auntie, you are so beautiful. A little girl about 5 or 6 years old walked over. Huamin smiled. Auntie, you really look like my mother, but she is dead. Can you take a picture with me? Sure. Huamin didn't think much about the child's request. She took a picture with the phone in the little girl's hand. Then, the little girl took out a lollipop in her hand. Auntie, this is for you. Thank you. The little girl's eyes were innocent. Huamin hesitated for a moment, but still took it. Auntie, eat it quickly. Try it. It is very sweet. The little girl urged. Chapter 35-27. Huamin picked up the lollipop and licked it. Then, he immediately lost consciousness and fainted beside the flower bed. The little girl waved her hand at the people not far behind her. Immediately, a man and a woman came out and quickly helped Huamin into a van. The entire process took less than 2 minutes. On the other side, Qin Chu finished buying the candied hawthorns and waited for the change to come back. He couldn't find Huamin anymore. Mian. Qin Chu tried to call out, but no one answered. He was so scared that he immediately threw away the candied hawthorns in his hand and grabbed the roadside nearby. Where's the pregnant woman in white who was sitting here just now? Did any of you see her? I'm willing to pay a lot of money for clues. Did any of you see the pregnant woman? Qin Chu began to search crazily, but everyone shook their heads. After all, everyone was watching the show at that time. Who would have noticed the flower bed behind them? At this time, there was a homeless child. He was dirty from head to toe and looked to be about 14 or 15 years old. Uncle, I saw her. Tell me, where is she? Qin Chu grabbed the child's shoulder excitedly, ignoring the dirt on him. Can you buy me a hamburger first? Pointing at the KFC at the edge of the square, the child revealed a yearning look. Qin Chu didn't say anything and took out 1,000 yuan from his pocket. He handed it to the child. This is all for you. Tell me, where is my wife? I saw her eat a lollipop given to her by a little girl and then fainted. Then, a man and a woman ran out and took her into a van. Okay, thank you. Qin Chu was a little excited and immediately called Gao Ran. He asked Gao Ran to contact the branch here and find the van from the surveillance footage. His pregnant wife was missing. That was more terrifying than Qin Chu's life. Chu, calm down. Mian is so smart, she'll be fine. Gao Ran comforted him on the phone. I can't stay calm. Those people who kidnapped Mian will die when they fall into my hands. Qin Chu cursed loudly in the police station's surveillance camera, not caring about his image as a Prince Charming. Then why don't I drive over to find you now? Gao Ran said. No, I just need to know where the van went. I can do it myself. At this time, the van had already left the city and was moving along the bumpy mountain road. Huomin's phone had been thrown away by them, so it was impossible for him to make a call. Qin Chu had placed a tracker on Huomin's phone. When he followed the location, he found that it was in the hands of a passerby. Without his phone, it would be troublesome to find him. Have you found anything? In the surveillance room, Qin Chu urged the police officers. Mr. Qin, please calm down. It will be done soon. Then a video was zoomed in. On the screen, a man and a woman were helping Huomin into the car. Mr. Qin, is this your wife? Yes, it's her. Tell me the license plate number. The police officers zoomed in on the license plate number S1446. I think I've seen this number before. It doesn't look like a van's license plate. One of the police officers muttered to himself. We'll know once we check the owner's information. Sure enough, when they checked the information, they found that it wasn't a van's license plate. In other words, the van was an illegal vehicle with a set of license plates. It really is an illegal vehicle. What do we do now? Continue to follow the van and find out where it's heading, Qin Chu said decisively. But if the van has left the city, it'll be difficult to track it down with fewer and fewer surveillance cameras. Chapter 35-28. We still have to find her, even if we have to die. Qin Chu clenched his fists tightly. He couldn't relax for even a moment. Later, while Qin Chu went to the bathroom, a few police officers were still gossiping. What do you think this person's background is? I heard that he's super rich. According to reliable sources, he's close friends with Chief Gao of Sea City. Yeah, I saw that his clothes and shoes are all top brands, and his watch is worth millions. He should be super rich. That's true. He's so rich. If something happens to his wife, what's the point of having so much money? Forget it, let's not talk about this anymore. Let's help him find her. After all, she went missing in our territory. When Huomin secretly opened her eyes, the car was still driving on the road. She was placed on the back seat of the van. There were only 3 people in front, a man, a woman, and a child. The child was the one who gave her the lollipop. Huomin didn't eat the lollipop at all because she was very vigilant now. When she saw the child repeatedly urging her to eat the candy, she knew that there must be something wrong with the candy. Suddenly, she thought of a report she saw a long time ago. It said that one of the methods of human trafficking was now used. It was to use children as bait because both adults and children had no resistance to children. So naturally, they would let down their guard. There were many cases of children kidnapping other children and children kidnapping adults. Huomin had been a doctor for many years. The anesthetic on the lollipop faintly emitted the smell. She knew when she put it to the tip of her nose and sniffed it. But why was she willing to pretend to be unconscious and be kidnapped when she knew? There were 2 reasons. First, since they targeted Huomin, the child definitely didn't commit the crime alone. There must be an adult or a gang behind her to support and protect her secretly. If she didn't eat the candy at this time, they might have other worse methods. If they pushed her and she fell, it would inevitably hurt the fetus. She definitely couldn't fight force with force. Second, since it was obvious that this was a criminal gang, the purpose of targeting her was obvious. They must be kidnapping women and children. If Huamin took the opportunity to sneak in, he might be able to find more victims and think of a way to escape together. Then, they would wipe out this criminal gang in one fell swoop, which would be very satisfying. She knew that as long as she didn't make a move, she wouldn't be hurt at all. The three people in front did not seem to have expected that the hostage had already woken up and was very conscious. The little girl sat on the chair in the middle, holding potato chips in her hand and eating them with relish. "Hubby, we can make a fortune this time. We haven't gotten a pregnant woman in a long time. Isn't it? Previously, we sold each woman for 50,000 yuan. Now that we have an adult and a child, we will definitely ask for more. I don't know if it's a boy or a girl. If it's a boy, we'll ask for 150,000. I'm sure there will be buyers willing to buy it. Why don't you bring her to the clinic for a checkup? Don't you know Dr. Lu from the town hospital? Forget it. There are too many people there. I'm afraid of causing more trouble. How about this? Anyway, those country people don't understand these things. We'll insist that this woman is pregnant with a boy. One adult and one child, and the fixed price is 150,000 yuan. Not a penny is cheap. What do you think? Then after we get the money this time, we'll have to hide for a while, the woman said. There are still a few months before the new year. If we stop so quickly, don't we want to make money? The man driving was obviously unwilling. Boss, I have a feeling that this pregnant woman is from a rich family. I'm afraid that after we finish this business, we will offend someone and someone will target us. How do you know that she's from a rich family? After saying that, the man driving looked back. Huamin quickly closed his eyes and continued to pretend to be unconscious. Chapter 35-29. Look at this and you'll know. The woman held Huamin's bag in her hand. What's this? The man obviously didn't understand. Although I don't know the brand or series of this bag, I saw a very popular female celebrity on TV carrying the exact same bag. The news even said that this bag costs more than 100,000 RMB. It's more than 100,000 RMB. Do you know? Silly woman. Don't you know there's a kind of imitation? Didn't you see it when we went to the night market? LV or whatever it is, they're everywhere. Who knows which one is real and which one is from? The cheap imitation bags are only 20 to 30 yuan. Everyone can afford them. No. Mr. Hua, look at the things in her bag. The woman opened one of Huamin's bags. The woman knew what it was. It was indeed a new classic from Dior, priced at 158,000 yuan. A famous female star was endorsing in Asia, so she naturally had an identical bag. Huamin didn't want to give up these things when Lu Yan was here. The girl was always out and about, so she bought all kinds of things. Huamin did a rough calculation of the days Lu Yan was in China. Including the allowance for pudding and little bean, the shopping, and all kinds of expenses, Lu Yan probably spent 30 to 40 million yuan. Of course, these astronomical figures were nothing to Lu Yan. They couldn't compare to the money she earned in one night in Las Vegas. The woman opened Huamin's bag. It was very simple. They threw out their cell phones in case they were followed. There were only some things Huamin used and a bottle of Chanel perfume in the bag. There was also a pack of tissues and a classic red Chanel lipstick. There was also a short purse with a famous brand. It was a burgundy Prada women's purse. There's a purse. Open it and see how much money it has. The man was obviously not very excited. Huamin didn't carry too much cash with him. He only kept 3,000 to 4,000 yuan as a backup. So, the woman took out a stack of cash and checked it. Mr. Hua, there's more than 3,600 yuan here, the woman exclaimed. Wow, that's quite a lot. What an unexpected gain. Husband, how can an ordinary woman carry so much money on the streets? Wife, don't be nervous. She's a pregnant woman. Maybe she always has some money on her in case she gives birth? But I think she's only 5 or 6 months pregnant. She doesn't look like she's about to give birth. She might be the daughter-in-law of a rich family. The woman still insisted on her feelings. So what if she's a rich man's wife? She still fell into our hands. I'm afraid that if her family has some power, will be implicated if they investigate further. You're thinking too much. Did you forget about Dongzi and his gang? Didn't they kidnap the daughter of the director of the labor bureau? What happened in the end? That woman begged and begged, but her family still paid a ransom of 300,000 yuan for her, not a cent less. Furthermore, they didn't call the police. I heard that the woman was even done with by Dongzi. That's why those officials and rich people might not be capable. Their money isn't clean either. When they encounter us, they can only blame themselves for being unlucky. But I'm still a little worried. You women are so troublesome. You're timid and ignorant. Women just don't know much. Okay, stop wasting time. When we reach Kaoshan town, we'll take a rest and then pick a few good goods and bring them along. This time, we'll go to Erdaegu. There are a lot of bachelors there. These few days, the harvest is good, so we should have some money. Hearing this, Huamin understood. These people were human traffickers, and they had done a lot of shady things. She was so angry that she wanted to stand up and beat this couple to death. But she knew that now wasn't the time to fight back. She should have a chance to see their hideout later. Chapter 35-30. Other than Gao Ran, no one in Sea City knew about Huamin's disappearance. After dinner, Suyu was bored. He wanted to send a WeChat message to Huamin and ask her about Han Yueyao's future. However, after a while, Huamian didn't reply. He thought she was busy and waited for a long time, but there was still no response. He was a little anxious, so he made a call. But she couldn't get through. Suyu called Pudding. Pudding was playing with Little Bean in the living room of South Hill Manor. Handsome Su. Pudding, is your mom working the night shift? Is she at Southside? No, she's on a business trip. A business trip? When did that happen? Yesterday. Oh no, it was the day before yesterday. Where did she go? In a city. When did she come back? I don't know. I heard she was supposed to come back yesterday, but for some reason she didn't come back. Did she go alone? Suyu was worried. Of course not. My daddy went too. Oh, that's more like it. Handsome Su, why are you looking for my mommy? Is it urgent? It's nothing urgent. Just some business. If you can't get through, her phone is probably out of battery. You can call my daddy. Okay. You guys have fun. After hanging up, Suyu still felt uneasy. For some reason, Huamin's phone rarely ran out of battery. So, even though Suyu knew it wasn't right, he still called Qin Chu. After the call went through, Qin Chu sounded tired. Qin Chu, it's Suyu. I know. I can't get through to Huamin's phone. There was silence on the other end of the line. I heard you guys are on a business trip. Are you guys together? I want to ask her about her sister Han Yueyao's future development. There was still silence on the other end of the phone. Hey, are you still listening to me? Suyu thought the signal was bad. I did. Then, Suyu, Huamin is not with me. She was kidnapped. What? Suyu wondered if he had misheard. Kidnapped? What the hell is this? Suyu stood up excitedly. The two of us were originally going to the square for a walk. When I went to buy her candied haws, she was targeted by human traffickers. She was drugged and taken away. Because the license plate number was a fake, it was a little difficult to trace it. After screening, that license plate number was related to a group of people who have been frequently committing crimes recently. Fuck. Why didn't you tell me something so big happened? Suyu felt like his heart was about to jump out of his chest. Is there any point in telling you? Distant water cannot quench present thirst. I'll drive over to you now. No need. It'll be more troublesome if there are more people. I'll find her. With that, Qin Chu hung up. Suyu couldn't sit still anymore. He stood up abruptly. Then let's go. Let's drive to S City. Huh? It's so late. Why are we going there? And was playing with his phone in the living room. When he heard that Suyu was going to the neighboring city, he was also dumbfounded. Something happened to Mion. I have to go find her. Something happened to Dr. Hua again. And was shocked. Suyu briefly told him about it. Then he turned around and was about to leave. President Su. Wait a minute. What? I think President Qin doesn't want us to go. Aren't we being a little nosy? Dr. Hua has her husband, and she has family to deal with everything. President Su, as a friend, aren't you going a little too far? And felt that Su Yu's timing wasn't right for him to rush to the neighboring city at this time. After all, it wasn't his wife who had gone missing. You're tuning in to the Wang Lin's Journey YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.